The Cothran Armada emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, 1,500 warships, each one a monument to their empire's military dominance. For 3 centuries, they had conquered 17 star systems without a single defeat. Earth would be their 18th. Commander Zekthar stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, his 4 eyes gleaming with anticipation. Below him, the blue-green planet rotated peacefully, unaware of the steel noose tightening around it. Primitive world, his tactical officer hissed. Nuclear fission, chemical propulsion. They haven't even achieved fusion yet. Perfect. Zekthar clicked his mandibles in satisfaction. Send the surrender demand. Elena Rodriguez sat in the cramped operations center beneath NORAD, her fingers flying across holographic displays. Around her, screens showed the impossible. 1,500 alien warships in orbital positions, their weapons locked on every major city on Earth. "Ma'am, we're receiving a transmission," her communications officer reported, his voice trembling. The message was simple, translated through their own satellites. "Surrender immediately. Resistance means extinction." Elena's jaw tightened. At 28, she'd never imagined her first day as acting director of global defense would involve an alien invasion. The previous director had suffered a heart attack 2 hours ago when the fleet appeared. "Get me Braxton," she said quietly to Dr. Braxton Chun was already running toward the command center when the call came through. As Earth's leading xenotechnology researcher, he'd spent 15 years warning that humanity needed to prepare for first contact. Everyone had called him paranoid. He wished he'd been wrong. "Elena," he burst through the doors, tablet in hand. "I've analyzed their transmission carrier wave. They're using quantum entanglement for FDL communication, but their encryption is archaic. I can break it." Elena looked at him, hope flickering in her dark eyes. "How long?" "Already done. I've been listening to their command channels for the last 20 minutes. He pulled up a holographic display. "They think we're helpless. They don't know about Project Lighthouse." Elena felt her pulse quicken. Project Lighthouse, humanity's secret shame and desperate gamble. When they discovered the derelict alien probe 15 years ago, reverse engineering its technology had been declared too dangerous by the United Nations. But a handful of nations had continued the work in secret. "The quantum displacement cannons," she breathed. "Are they operational?" 37 installations worldwide, Braxton confirmed. Hidden in abandoned mines, underwater facilities, Arctic bases. The Cothran have no idea they exist. Commander Zekthar was growing impatient. 2 hours had passed since the surrender demand, and the humans had responded with nothing. Not even a plea for mercy. "Perhaps they don't understand the severity of their situation," his tactical officer suggested. "Then we'll provide a demonstration," Zekthar decided. "Target their moon. Fire the primary lance." A beam of concentrated plasma, hot enough to vaporize continents, lanced out from the Eternal Dominion toward Luna. It was a shot calculated to inspire terror, close enough to Earth to witness, but not close enough to cause immediate damage. The beam struck an invisible barrier 200 kilometers from the moon's surface and dissipated harmlessly, absorbed by a quantum field that shouldn't exist. Zekthar's mandibles froze mid-click. "What was that?" "Shields holding at 97%, Elena reported, her voice steady despite the adrenaline flooding her system. "Braxton, they just gave us legal justification for self-defense under the Galactic Covenant you translated." Braxton nodded grimly. "They fired first. The other species will remember that." Elena opened a secure channel to the 37 lighthouse installations scattered across Earth. "All stations, this is command. Authorization code Phoenix 7 Omega. You are weapons free. Target the flagships first." Around the globe, massive doors opened in mountains. Ocean floors rose on hydraulic platforms, and ice sheets cracked apart. 37 quantum displacement cannons, each one built from reverse-engineered alien technology and human innovation, emerged and locked onto targets. They didn't fire projectiles or beams. They fired mathematics, equations that convinced space-time itself to swap the positions of two objects. In this case, swapping the positions of Cothran warships with empty space several light years away. The effect was instantaneous and devastating. Zekthar barely had time to scream before his flagship simply ceased to exist in Earth's orbit. One moment the Eternal Dominion was there, The next it was floating in the void between stars, all power dead, life support failing, and no way home. Across the Armada, 300 warships, every flagship and heavy cruiser, vanished in the same instant. The remaining vessels panicked, breaking formation, trying to understand an attack they couldn't even detect. Second wave. Elena ordered, her voice cold. Target their carrier groups. Another 400 ships disappeared. The remaining Cothran vessels attempted to flee, but their hyperspace drives needed 30 seconds to charge. Humanity's quantum cannons needed no charge time at all. Elena showed them mercy they hadn't planned to show Earth. She let 300 ships escape. Braxton stood beside Elena as they watched the last Cothran vessels vanish into hyperspace, their crews broken and terrified. Around them, the operations center erupted in cautious celebration. "They'll tell the other species," Braxton said quietly, "about what happened here." Elena nodded slowly. "Good. Let them know what happens when you threaten Earth. We're not the helpless primitives they thought we were. We're survivors. We're innovators. We take your own technology and make it better. The Galactic Council will want to meet with us now," Braxton continued. "They won't be able to ignore us anymore. Then they'll learn the same lesson the Cothran did," Elena replied, a slight smile crossing her face. "Humanity didn't claw its way to the top of Earth's food chain by being easy prey. We've been the underdogs our entire history. We learned to adapt, to overcome, to turn our enemies' weapons against them." She pulled up the final tally. 1,200 Cothran warships displaced to dead space, crews slowly dying in the dark, 300 survivors fleeing in terror, 0 human casualties. "They surrounded Earth with 1,500 warships," Elena said softly. "Survivors will call it the worst mistake in galactic history. And they'll be right." Braxton looked at her with newfound respect. "What now?" "Now." Elena turned to face the screens showing Earth, peaceful and blue in the sunlight. "Now we prepare. Because next time someone threatens humanity, we won't be as generous." Above them, Earth's satellites began broadcasting a simple message to the galaxy. "We are humanity. We are here, and we will not surrender."